Hello and welcome to day 31 of my Sprinter camper build. Today I've got some single seats to put in the front. I may install one swivel seat because obviously with my temporary electrics I don't think the other seat will swivel round, so it's a bit pointless doing a swivel seat that side. But I might put a single seat, a passenger seat in and put the swivel seat on there so I can use that as a seat while I'm camping. So I'll show you what I've got. Okay, so you can see I've taken the double seat out the way. I've got a single seat base. Now this comes out of an ambulance with a passenger seat. It's a bit mucky because I put it upside down, carried it home, and another new driver's seat. Now, if you've watched my other videos, you'll see how mucky it is. Now that was what's under the seat, so I'm going to have to clean that up and then come back and I'm going to fit the single seat base over this side and then choose a seat to chuck on that for a minute. And then if I've got time, I'll do the bed base at the back, temporary bed base. Right, so I'm going to give it a quick hoover of any loose stuff first and then see what I've got left to clean up. Right, that's all the loose stuff done. I'll take that off. I've got to take this off at a later date anyway to fully clean it, but obviously where I'm doing a temp, I'll just do a general clean today and then I'll fully clean it when I take it all back out later. Lovely goop is everywhere. I've already got a resistor in the cable for the center seat belt, so I don't have to worry about that. Don't ask me where to get one from because they were in the van when I got the van, so. Right, agitated that enough, I'll hoover it up. Right, back with the glass cleaner. I think it's going to need something a bit stronger. Oh, the PVC cleaner's running out as well. Look at that. It's just absolute muck. I couldn't tell you why there's so much oil in the front of a van. I mean, the back was understandable because he probably had oily car parts and such because it was a mechanic behind it. But why there's oil in the cab, I don't know. Obviously never been out because the paint is just like the primer underneath where the seat sat, so Now that is my earth to the DC charger, so I've got to be careful with that. What that's meant to do. I'll take it it's meant to be sealed in there, but that's just flapping, so I need to get that back in. And I believe the new seat bolt's right over here, so oh, it probably goes up the side of that actually, looks of it. I've not actually test fitted it in, but I know they fit because obviously they're designed that way. Ooh, a bit grotty there. I have to treat that. Now I could have just left the double seat in, but it'd be nice to have a swivel seat in, so I've got somewhere to sit and chill properly. Every time I go to another bit of the rag, it's completely filth. I'll have to cut myself a new one in a minute. Now, for the new subscribers, thank you for subscribing. Didn't expect to have anybody really following me, but hopefully you enjoy how I'm doing things. And annoyingly, it doesn't really tell me who subscribed, it just tells me I've got subscribers, so I just know you're there, but don't know who you are. That's a bit better, a bit cleaner. Right. Oh, I might get a spanner and undo that plate. I want this underneath anyway, really. I won't trip over it when I'm just won't get out anywhere safe, not really. Got a random cable that goes underneath the van. I'm not really sure what that is. It's obviously been disconnected at some point. Right, I'm going to stop it. Get something to undo that. There you go, a little 10mm ratchet spanner helped me out. Pop these cover off, and I can clean down in there as well. Looks like something's been chewing this. I don't know if it's outside my house or where it previously was, but three little like 10mm bolt things to hold this down. I'm on my own today, so obviously very limited to what I can actually get done, but I'll try my best to get as much done today. And obviously tomorrow is probably my last day to do anything on the van for the show, so the bed's going to have to go in tomorrow, whatever happens. I'll just twist you around in a minute. You'll see, obviously, where I put the temporary electric board in, it's a bit pointless having that as a swivel seat for now, so I think I'll just leave that as is. Right, I've got that off, and that just uncovers like the main loom that goes through the cab. Like everywhere else, it's just mountains of oil and grease, and so clean it Cleaning. Got a bit of cleaning. Clean rag. All right, I am wiping the dirt onto the cloth, but it's better than being on the floor. Right, what we got in here? Bit of a ballpoint pen or something there. Not really sure. Clean all that one there. Right. Agitate that because it's quite a bit lumpy stuff. I'm going to hoover some of that up. I just use a cheap piping hoover from Screwfix, and to be fair, I've had it for quite a few years. It's not once stopped working, so you say it's a cheap hoover, but they bloody work. Yeah, I was hoping to have a little bit of extra help, but people are busy, so unfortunately, I'm on my own. One of my brothers that helps, you haven't really seen him on the channel, he helps when he can, and he's not very well at the moment, so I can't expect him to be up here trying to help me when he's not very well. So, getting all over my hands. You know when I do that. Right. Yeah, something stripped the paint right off there, so like it again, it's serum fluid, hydraulic fluid, or something like in the back where it stripped, like bubbled all the paint up. But generally, I'm finding solid metal, so that's always good. Let's pop this back in how it should be. There you go, sealed floor. That's always an extra bonus, isn't it? Right, where am I? Let's give that a little bit of a wipe. Not have to be perfect at the moment. As I said, I've got to pull all this up at a later date. But for now, it's just, I want it as clean as possible, just so that when I'm at the show, I don't get muck all over myself if I walk through here. Right. Definitely running out of the PVC cleaner. I think there is another tin somewhere. But of course, that big if I need it. Oh, stripped a lot of paint off there, hasn't it? I'll have to tack that with a wire wheel in a minute, I think, and put a bit of my rust treatment on there. I'm going to have to get another clean rag. Now, the seat base is a little bit rusty, but I've got to paint it, so I'm just going to bolt it in for now. And then when I pull it out, do it properly, then I'll paint it and de-rust it. A lot of time, I think. This is actually part of the van, so I'd rather get this, if I can, treated today. Always extra work when you start fiddling around with stuff. Go around and scrape all the loose off. It's literally bare metal. How that's not rusty, I don't know. But, right. Funny enough, I had it out already, so let's just turn that up out of the way. There we go. Cancel that one. Yeah, wipey. Go and get them. My dodo mat degreaser in a minute. I think that'll help degrease the floor ready for and paint. Right, let's do that. Right, I went and got my Dodo Matte degreaser spray. And I'm going to use that on here so I can get all the grease and muck off, so I can put some rust treatment on there. It'll be worth doing today. Like that. Now I have rerouted the power cable underneath out of the way so that I don't trip over that once it's just a single seat in. Now that, go back down over there, takes all of that. Put that back on now, I think. Put the little bolts back on. Now, when I do the floor in the van, I'm going to have to do some flat level to here, and it goes uphill. So I'll have to do a transition or something here to make the floor up to here. Not really sure yet how, when, but it'll all get done eventually. I had a ratchet. And I thought I'd get a ratchet for the other one because it's a bit easy to get to with a ratchet. I might as well use the ratchet to do these up. I have a key to this bit, so I've had it up before, is to not fully do them up, just because they all got to settle into their little places. They're not, if you do them up most of the way, and you can nip them up at the end. Got to do a new earthing point for the split charge, or the DC-DC charger, shall I say. Right, now I can nip that up. That one up. I don't want that rattling down. With that sealed in the floor, I should have a bit more, quite a little bit less road noise as well. Right, I think we're clean enough to put in the seat base now. I don't know what that is. It sort of disappears underneath the van on top of what I believe is the fuel tank. There's a big hole there going through the floor as well. So that the left-hand drive passenger handbrake cable can come through there normally. Wonder where that goes to though. Alright, let's see how well this seat base fits. Little cables, I think inside there. Right, right, that goes. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, so that sits there. That's quite a bit of gap now between there. I can bolt this down. So, use some of the bolts from the twin seat. Right. Now, right, so that's how that sits. That's not too bad. So I've got to take it back out again because I've got to paint the floor, but just wanted to see where that actually came to, and it pretty much doesn't cover any of the floor that I've got to paint, so that's not too bad. Just pop it back off again. Right, get some rust treatment. Right, I've got the rust treatment. Now, it should be scratched up enough from the wire wheel, so I'm just going to paint it on, I think. But before I put the base in, I'll obviously let it tack off. Now it isn't rusty and I'm using rust treatment primer, but this just means it definitely won't start rusting because it's bare metal at the moment. How it's not started rusting underneath, I guess it's because it was covered in oil. Stopped it from rusting. I don't know why it's bare. Oh, there's a little bit there. There's some here. I'll just do a little bit across there. Now that will stop it rusting further so I can treat it properly later. This brush is a bit too stiff, it keeps dragging the paint off. Okay. Maybe if I just dab it, it will cover. Now that will help stop it for now. Right, I'm going to leave that to dry. I'll be back once I can get on with some bits. Right, it's touched dry enough that I can put it over it and not have to worry. So, let's get this seat base bolted down. Now, off camera, I've just got a bit of my silver tape I had for the insulation and sealed over the open holes just so that it blocks off the noise from my journey. And what do I do with the bolts? There's one, there's one. Right. I think it's still got one in it. It has. Line that one up. This one up. Right. Use that gun to and here. Okay. There we go. One passenger seat base put in. Right, what's next? Now, the other seat had this running through it. I don't know why it's here. I need to find a place for it to go. Obviously, oh, I've trapped that wire. That's not good. Just up enough to get that out. If that goes wonky, then my lights will come on the dash. Right, that's it. Right, okay, so there's that. Now, I think what I'll do, I've got some black tape here. I'm going to have that look. There's no holes for it. I'm a bit confused what they do with this wire. It doesn't fit through there, so what do they do with this wire in a single seat setup? Well, I can push those up onto there. So there's that, I suppose. Let's do that. I think that I have to do. Not really sure what I'm going to do with it on this type seat. And what I might do is I'll just use some of my silver tape again and just tape it so it doesn't wobble around. Obviously I'm taking it all back out again, so later date. Give this a refurb and paint. So let's get that against the edge. I'll just tape that over there. Just want to make sure it doesn't wobble or bang or anything like that. Alright. Strips this tape, I think. There's no tension on it, so it's not going to rip the tape off. Just there we go. All this sort of temp stuff to, yeah, get around things. Now, really, I should be doing the bed because that's more important than this, but I sort of got to a point where I wanted some of the stuff I actually bought in the van, which sort of annoyed me a little bit. I haven't had the time to actually do it properly. But so that doesn't fall out. I don't know why it wasn't held in by anything before, but I'm going to tape that over as well. So this is a resistor that tells the ECU there's a seat belt basically in there. If you ever swap between seats, you need something to tell the ECU there's something there, otherwise it basically has a little bit of a crying session to say, there's going to be something here. What do I do with this? Let's tape it to the other thing. Save it rattling around on that. There we go. Right, so we've got a bolted down seat base. Now I've got to get an earth back for my charger. Now there's a spare bolt hole down here from where the dual seat base bolted in. So I think, put in that one. Right, what I've come up with the idea is I'm going to put it back where the original one was. Now the original one, where we were taking the seat base out, we bared off the metal here. But I'm going to take this bolt out. That one. I'm going to use the bolt we used before, but I'm going to take the paint off the new frame because it's got to be done later anyway, so I'll just do it now. I'm just going to get you down so you can see what I'm doing. So I've bared off the metal down there. This is what we did before to give it a good earth. And I'll bolt the terminal back down there because that was giving a good 60 amps through before. Right, so I've bolted that down there. And so I don't trip over the cable over there, I'm just going to run some of my silver tape over there just to hold it down, stop trip hazards. Rip it in half. I don't need a full 2-inch wide piece. I need to get some of the inch wide tape. That's I grabbed some 2-inch thinking it would be easier, and it wasn't. Right. So what I'll do is, just so that this isn't a trip hazard, is I'll tape over here some silver tape. I actually lean in with the seat in a way. It's quite nice. So that is now hopefully trip hazard safe across the floor. And those ones are a little bit trip hazardy, but and what I can do is now put this back in like so. And hopefully that will give us a cover up with a few cables. That's a bit, I almost needed to be the other side of that bit of wood, but it should be okay. It's only temporary for a couple of days. Right, let's do that. Right, so here we go. Next step, let's see how we fit these swivel seats, shall we? Get this one swiveling. Right. As in previous videos, I've shown you when they delivered these. So I've got to work it out as much as anybody else probably watching this video. So I'm going to use the 4 original bolts to bolt it down to the seat base. So I'll just do up these. Just get an extension. Got an extension. We'll just move these back in like this. Now, I haven't done it with this ratchet, so it should do up with this ratchet fine. And then we've got to work out how to bolt the actual seat on. Stress fractures in the plastic there. I'll hand put them in before I start doing them up, just to make sure that they obviously are starting threading, because I don't want to do up all 4 bolts and find one didn't line up. Obviously these do raise the seat apparently, so I don't know what it'd be like once I've done the driver's seat, but we'll find out. Right. I'll give them a good tighten up. Torque set in VT, very tight. Right, now I'll give you these. So I'm guessing you've got to put them, it looks like, from underneath, like that, and bolt the seat down like that. Now the bit I'm confused about is these weird little brackets, which I mean the bolts go the other way. I don't really get what it means. There we are. Okay, well, I'm going to work that out and I'll come back. Okay, so I've worked out where they go, what they're for. Not really sure. So apparently they go on these back two holes to centre it, but I can't see how that's meant to centre it because there's no holes in the base unit. So let's just take one out and have a look. If it's even worth bothering putting them in, to be honest. Don't really understand what they're for. So apparently they go down in here, but they can't because there's no hole underneath them to go in. So I'm not really sure what the point of that is. I think I'm just going to bolt it down. I don't understand why they're meant to be for centering it, or a bit confusing. It says to bolt it down using them to center the plate, but there's no actual holes in the base unit. I guess they want you to drill holes, but then that defeats the object of a plate. Right, that's that done up. Right, I'm going to choose a seat now, and then we'll get this on. Let's see what it's like. Right, so I've got the passenger seat. Now this seat in particular is not like the best of nick, but it's still a handed seat for the passenger side. Now, you have a lot of washers. Maybe you meant to put one on the underneath and one on top. Looks like it. I've done the front two wrong. I'll just put the front two in to secure it in place while I sort of slide it around and get the back done. But right, so you put a washer on the top and bottom, and then now can't even see that those locator things would be any good up here either. So I honestly couldn't tell you what they're used for, because these are Sprinter Pacific seat bases apparently. So spanner on top and ratchet underneath. I'm going to have to put the front two back out as well. It's a bit annoying, but the spanner just about fits in here. Now, the seat belt attaches to the seat still. Now, I have to look into putting it elsewhere because I don't really want it reeling out when you turn the seat. Oh, we've got a spanner stuck. Oh, come on, there you go. Good. Right. Can wait, I'll tighten that fully in a second. Yeah, it's probably with enough washer to go underneath. Right, so there's the back two in, the front two in are going. Now, these seats aren't exactly mint. I mean, there's some obviously issues somewhere in them. I don't know if they've been repaired before or what, but I'm going to have to get new padding for this one, I believe. And I don't know why the back does that, so it's a bit annoying. So I'm just going to carry on and bolt all these up. They give you 17mm bolts or nuts you can't really get into. It's a bit weird. Give that a nice tighten. Yep. Pull the spanner out. Do the same with this side, and then I have to redo the fronts, which you can't see with the camera, so I'll just tighten them off camera. Or can you see them? Because I might be able to swap the seat round. Right, where can I get this spanner in? Right, so those two are done up. Now, I have to find somewhere else to attach this because I don't like the idea of pulling the seat mount out with that. Really, you can see that slide round. I've got lock in place. That's, you know, that's fine. Now, oh, I've got to put those extra washers on, haven't I? Now, I thought by now most of the guys would have gone home from work, but they're still in here working away, especially those noisy carpenters. I expect you can hear their machines in the background. Now, I'm going to try and record some of Bug Jam over the weekend. Now, the problem I've got is I expect my phone will fill up pretty quick. And I'll run out of storage to record everything. Unless I can work out another option to dump the videos off onto something. So we'll see. Everything tight. I've got my spanner stuck. Oh, come on. This is the new handle to swivel the seat with. Come on. There we go. Right, got the spanner out. I'm going to drop. Need to drop this one out. Put the extra washer on. Yeah. Yeah, eventually they both have swivels, but at the moment, as I said, there's no point putting one on that side till I've redone the electric board and stuff, so it's just no bother. It's not really set up for two people at the moment anyway, so hopefully I'll find someone possibly to go travelling with. I haven't got a girlfriend at the moment, so nice to find a travelling partner who wants to go and do things I want to do. Right, that one's done up and it's nicked my spanner here. Right, there it is. So we've got one seat swivel in. Let's go back a bit. Hold the camera up. And we'll give it a go. Right, it's a bit high at the moment, but it's on max setting because I believe, well, you can go down a little bit. I don't think. Just take it all the way down. Ah, there we go. Oh, yeah. Right, so there's the swivel seat in. As you can see, this is a bit weird. I think that just needs to be attached to the frame down there rather than having to go all the way around the back of the seat. But I don't know if that'll do long-term damage to the seat belt. I'll have to look at that at a later date. But I'm guessing, so you can't turn it while it's all the way down, so you've got to go up. It sort of helps lock it in place a little bit, I guess. Oh, I mean, it's not. Oh, you've got to go up all the way up then. Okay. Right, I'm all the way up. Oh, that's a bit of a. Oh, now I've got to come forward, so I missed that. There you go. Put it all the way around there, lock it in, and then go all the way down again. Now it's a little bit, sits a little bit higher than that, but it's not a bad thing because it'll give you a bit better view over there and over the traffic. So I don't think that's a bad thing at all. Obviously the jacking up and down to spin it round's a little bit of a faff, but we knew that was going to happen. The only other option is I cut the skirts off the side of the seat so they don't hit. I think that's probably a more sensible option. Neat line across there and take them off so that they can just freewheelingly spin at any height. Right, so there's that. What do I do next? Okay, so I've whipped the driver's seat off. As you can see, he's mucky under there as well. Now, I did a quick test of the earth I did over there. I'm not very happy with it because it's slightly heating the bolt up, and where it's directly above the diesel tank, I'm not too happy with that. So there is some little earthing points in here and such. So I might try and get an earth over this side. So if it does slightly heat up, it's not going to be a major issue this side, but the other side, I don't want it a hot bolt right next to the diesel tank. So I'm going to get on and clean this up, see if I can get an earth underneath this seat, because it'll be a bit more safer. Right, so I've got, if you can see it, the earth now on this side, on a proper earth. Now it's only a little 10mm earth, but it seems to be happy on that. I've got the new driver's seat in that I bought this morning. Okay, so an interesting thing is this side seat is jacked right up with this adjustment. That side seat is on the lowest setting, but it's got the swivel under it, and they're the same height roughly. So if you wanted to try these swivels, or were thinking about buying these swivels, then you could jack your seat right up and see how it feels, because you know with the swivels underneath it, it's going to be roughly the same height right down with the swivel underneath it as it is with it being fully jacked up, no swivel underneath it. So it's a good test for you to do. It's nice not having a big hole in the side of the chair as well. Okay, so this is the reason you do it, so that you can literally, I can now walk straight through into the cab. Whoop, bang the head on the ceiling, sit in my seat, drive away. Also, obviously, you can have them both swiveling round, make them into chairs. I mean, you can get the double swivel, but yeah, again, I mean, I just don't think it works. I mean, you could set it all up and then, you know, no. So that's it. That's literally what you gain from switching from a single to a double, or a double to a single, should I say. So tomorrow it's bed making time. I've got to make a bed because there's no bed, and I need somewhere to sleep. Could just sleep on a mattress on the floor, but I don't really want to. I'd rather have a bed of sorts. I did think about actually reusing the double chair seat, the little almost sofa in the van for the weekend as well. So I'm going to do that tomorrow. It's literally the last day because the following day I'm going away. So yeah, that is literally, tomorrow is my deadline. Tomorrow I'm just going to have to get the bed in, and yeah, bed in, whatever else I wanted to finish off. I've got seats, I've got a fridge, I've got charging facilities, I've got the fan in the roof. I've got what I need, basics. Obviously, where I'm going, there's toilets and that, so that's not a problem. So yeah. So another long day, even though it doesn't seem like it in the video. It's been a really long day, buzzing around, getting bits, fitting them, so on and so forth. I suppose it'd been a lot quicker if I just fitted them, but I'm not going to leave muck and grime all over the floor. It's still not perfectly clean, but it's cleaner. So therefore, I'm happy for now. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.